Hello everyone, as of today, July 12th, 5 p.m. Pacific, Squad Alpha 9.6 has been released. I have not seen the complete changelog yet, but what I know has been confirmed is the Narva and Al-Basra updates, as well as a couple other cool things. But we'll get into the exact changelog as we go through here and we get my first impressions. Alright, so starting right off the bat, vehicle claiming can now be done with only one person. This is great because it prevents me having to, get two people back at main to claim a vehicle. We can now just remote claim one person at the back. Just have to send one person back. So we don't have to have, two people and then one person is just sitting in the vehicle just chilling. Squads now get a vehicle claim unlock at 2, 4, 6, and 8. So 4 vehicles, it looks like. Yeah, 4 vehicles. It looks like we can take 4 vehicles now. 1 at 2, 1 at 4, 1 at 6, and 1 at 8. So 2 could be Logi, I think, which is a great idea. And then I think it's up from 3 to 4. So that's a cool change. I don't really see that being a huge thing. They increased the round start time, which I was really looking forward to, because you'll see me a lot when I stream, where it's like I'm putting a plan together, and all of a sudden the 2 minutes is up and the game's starting. It's like no one knows what they're doing. They're all rushing to the vehicles, and it's just chaos. So I think this extra 60 seconds is actually going to help a lot in terms of organization and forming strategies with your squad leaders, and it's great because 2 minutes is just not enough with the vehicles. Before, when it was just infantry, it was really easy. It was like, okay, I'm going here. Okay, I'm going here. Okay, I'm going here. But now with the changes to the vehicles and everything, there's not enough time to get all these assets sorted. So 3 minutes is perfect. Resupplying or requesting kits on map from an ammo crate now expends ammo resources. Now I'll talk about why this is important. So they talk about how different kits cost a different amount of resupply. This is great because now there's no longer unlimited ammo. And there was issues with lats and hats sitting in 7-story buildings with rockets and just, raining down hell on everything because they had unlimited ammo. You can't do that anymore. Or in the case of, let's say you're defending a compound and you put an ammo crate down and everyone's throwing unlimited frag grenades over the walls. You can't do that anymore. So it's great. I think this is a good change. Definitely was waiting for this. I knew they were going to put it in eventually. I just had a gut feeling they weren't going to let resupplies be unlimited. So it's good to see that's coming in 9.6. Deployables are now damaged by weapons and thus destroyable. So as you can see, sandbags, you don't have to shovel them down. You have to get right up against them and shovel them down. You should be able to frag them, even shoot at them with a 14.5. Use lats on it, 40 mics. So a lot of more ways to get rid of defenses at distance. So I'm really interested to see how this is going to change, because previously the only way to get rid of emplacements was to shovel them down, and now you can destroy them by explosives, as well as even the 14.5 millimeter. HESCO deployables are currently only destroyable by the ID. So cool, giving the ID a little more utility, like being able to get rid of HESCO things like the HESCO walls, the HESCO blocks, and I think even this includes the MG bunkers. I wonder if that includes the HABs as well, because the HABs for Russia and America are made out of HESCO, but the ones for militia aren't. Militia has those concrete or sheet metal ones, and the insurgents, obviously the insurgents have the sheet metal ones. Ammo boxes are quite fragile and vulnerable to most things besides small arms, so even ammo box is destructible. HABs are only, here we go. HABs are damageable by IEDs as well as mortars, only through heavy bombardment. So you got to continuously mortar a HABs to get down. That's extremely awesome. They're making a lot of FOB changes. I love a lot of these FOB changes, because now we're making FOBs a little more interactive. It's not just build and defend. Now you got to build, maintain, defend. You have more tools to taking things down at distance, and IEDs for close range. Radios are now damageable by few select range weapons. Oh damn. No ranged weapon is able to quickly destroy the FOB, but it can be hurt, thus making it vulnerable. So you can't just drop a FOB in the open, because if a 50 cal Crows or a BTR sees it, they're just going to ping it and ping it and ping it. Yeah, armored vehicles, heat rounds, HMGs, cannons, big explosives, mortars. So team effort, still a team effort. That's awesome. You can now, a lot of people are waiting for that, because before, only way you could take away radios was if you all got around it and shoveled it down or took it down by proximity. But now you can take it down at range. A lot of cool changes are going to make FOBs more vulnerable, but also a lot more interactive. So it's pretty awesome. So they have a damage stage now, and then you can use your shovel to heal back up. In place, weapons also can be damaged, similar to radios. And vehicle repair stations similarly vulnerable to anti-vehicle weaponry. Awesome. This is going to make FOBs feel a lot more fragile And I like that change. I like it a lot. Razor wire only destroyable by explosive weapons, as they should be. Fantastic. Rifleman. Oh, this is the change I really like, the sandbag change. A lot of people think, oh, it's not realistic. Well, I mean, like, just think of it as an entrenching tool. You have the shovel. You're just, like, shoveling up dirt. That's all it is. So it's one set of sandbags, and it's great. I think it's a great way. Are still on? Yeah. It's still great because it allows you to get a temporary fighting position up without having to drop an entire fob down. It's fantastic. It's gonna make it a lot more so that maps are more dynamic because now you can have emplacements like sandbags built by Rifleman anywhere. Just the sandbags, not other emplacements, but still, like you're able to graph the terrain to a certain extent. Like this is, I think, their kind of compromise between map manipulation, like trench digging and stuff like that. They're making it so that Rifleman can build a limited amount of sandbags, and I think that's a great change. It's going to make maps feel more dynamic because you'll have different fighting positions every time, and you'll be able to make a defensive position wherever you want so long as you have the Rifleman for it. I think it's great. Fobs no longer passively generate ammo or construction points. So they're finally switching on that hardcore switch with the fobs. No more passive generation. You need to have a Logi truck. And I think that's absolutely awesome because Logis and fobs are now critical. Before you could survive on rallies, and even before that, like when it was infantry only, like you had to have your rallies, and fobs were like, you know, you could drop a fob every 300 meters or whatever, and then they didn't cost anything, and you'd spawn on the fob. But you can see them as they progressively develop the game. They're making it more and more hardcore and making these fobs more and more important. So that's going to be awesome because now you have to have a fob and a Logi and constantly taking care of the fob. It's just interesting to see how they're going to balance it between like making sure that players don't always feel like they're babysitting the fob, whereas the fob is just like an asset and something that you have to kind of maintain. We'll see if it turns into like, oh my god, we have to babysit the fob kind of deal. But I doubt it. Are all armored vehicles no longer take splash damage? So last patch, or I think maybe 2 patches, I don't know. I know for a fact last patch, before they would take splash damage. If the heat rocket landed in front or around your vehicle, it would damage your vehicle. But that's no longer the case. Now you still have to hit it, or now you have to hit it head on. So yeah, you can't miss anymore. You have to hit the vehicle. Unarmored vehicles such as trucks and technicals still take shrapnel damage, but it's less significant. Ammo crates now cost 200 construction points. This allows quick rams in the field. Yeah, because before, like, you had to wait 100 seconds for more ammo. And the reason why they're doing this is because the ammo now takes away, or the ammo resupplies now take away from the ammo on the fob. So it's not as overpowered as if it was unlimited reloads, because you still have to take count the ammo points. But they're letting you get it faster. That's a cool little game balance change. I see that they did. The Bear M2A1 Browning and NSV tripods are now 250 construction points. So they decrease the cost on a lot of these things, which I think is good. I think that's kind of because the ticker's gone, so we get points slower. So they're making it so that they're just balancing out that change that they made. Getting rid of the ticker, make the stuff cheaper. The Dishka is now 200, once again. Cheap. Well, that's really cheap. That means you can drop one right off a fresh fob. Yeah, and then you still have limited ammo because every resupply you do takes away from the ammo. But yeah, hit and run tactics. So as insurgents, you can rush to a place, drop a fob, drop a Dishka, then take the Dishka down. That's awesome. That's true, like that's like weapons team. Like you can just get a fob, pop down the fob, build up a Dishka, fire a couple things with the Dishka, take down the fob, move on. That's awesome. Unarmored Hesco bunker has been reduced by 50 construction points. Okay. So just decreasing all the points on some things to match the Logi changes, which is making the ticker rate non-existent and Logi's more important. So you can only have 1 repair station per fob. That's good. That's fine. I'm fine with that. Before you could stack 2 and double heal, but like, yeah, no, that's too much. There's no need for 2 repair stations. 1 is good. Increased the amount of SPGs. Added a Hesco equivalent fortification. Cool. Oh, are they bringing back the... I'm curious what this looks like, because before they had the sheet metal and the empty line. I'm curious to see what these look like, but just a bigger defensive thing for militia and insurgents, because they didn't have Hesca walls; they just have sandbags previously. Before they had sheet metal and tires, if any of you remember that. But now it's just they have empty oil barrels for big emplacements. Add another magazine to M110. That's good. I thought it was running a little light, so it's good that they're adding another mag. I brought up the SVD, so they add more SVD mags as well. Slightly lowered the G3's recoil. Oh my god, the G3's recoil was insane. I'm so glad that they did that, because there was no point to take the G3. Like, yeah, it's a cool gun, but the recoil was insane. Lowered sway motion on all binocs. Fantastic. I use the binocs all the time when I'm squad leading, platoon leading, forward observing. It's fantastic. I need this, because otherwise I get motion sick just looking through my binocs. Added mercy bleed to last flags on AAS. I'm assuming what this means is if you own all the flags, the tick is insane, and it'll end the game faster, so that, you know, you're not sitting there in your main for like 30 minutes. Added additional Logi trucks. Good, because you know that Logis are so much more important now. You can't just run without a Logi. You need Logis. You literally need Logis now for fobs. You can't just ticker anything anymore or slow cook them. Additional motor bikes. That's all right. I don't really care about that. I mean, it's cool. There's a lot more mobility for insurgents. That's what that essentially means. But aside from that, when throwing a smoke grenade, there's a tiny delay before it starts emitting smoke. Good, because what this change does is before, when you threw a smoke, there'd be a trail of smoke from where you threw it. So they just trace the trail of smoke back, and oh look, he threw the smoke from right there. Let's pop him right there. That should be good. That's good. Small UI change. You can lock your squad. Yes. Lock squads are good. I can do mortar teams without having to micromanage infantry or vehicles. I can just run mortars. People can just run Logi. People can just run trans. I think it's awesome. Lock squads are a godsend. But yeah, we can now run specified squads for certain tasks. Mortars, Logi, trans, mechanized infantry, armored. It's going to be awesome. I can't wait. New spawn selection. I saw this in the Narva op. It just helps you click on the spawns easier, like from the left menu. Because before, like, you had to try to get the flag, click out the flag on the rally, and then, oh no, you put it too close to the fob. I can't click anything. So it just makes it easier. Yeah, new stance and engine. I don't know how I feel about this. Like, I don't think it was too necessary. I mean, there's 3 stances. You're standing, crouched, or prone. Like, in armor, I can get it because, like, okay, you're slightly leaned left. Okay, you're slightly leaned up. Okay, you're crouching on your tippy toes, and it's just like there's hundreds of different stances. But in squad, I don't know. I didn't feel like it was really too necessary. I mean, like, if you don't know if you're walking or crouched by now, you need to work on something. Because how I do it is, like, if you're crouched and you're walking, your stamina bar does not go up. If you're just standard walking, you'll see your stamina bar go up. So I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that. I think it's unnecessary. The vehicle thing too, like, if you don't know if your engine's on, like, just you should know. Like, is it making noise? Are you going fast? But sure, if it's in, I guess it doesn't take away anything, so why not? Narva has been released. They released Narva. Narva is a great map. It mixes kind of the woodland area and then open CQB, if that makes any sense. It's got buildings, but there's, like, spread apart by MSRs, and the buildings aren't stacked next to each other. There's, like, big front yards and backyards and stuff like that. So it's really cool. I think it's awesome. Experimental due to Mercy Blade additional end flag match have been... Alright, so in PAAS layers, which is parallel attack and secure layers, when you hit that last flag, the game ends instead of Mercy Blade. So that's cool. Yeah, Narva's an awesome map. We're gonna have a Narva and Al-Basra only server 24/7 for the next little while here. Al-Basra has been expanded. I actually didn't get to see the new Al-Basra, but looks like they added stuff. The Fringe, they had the Fringe Oasis, and looks like they kind of bled stuff over to the outskirts, and they added the estates. So cool new additions to Al-Basra. Al-Basra is one of my favorite maps. Added Logi truck. Yeah. And then just a couple bug fixes. Let's see if there's anything that they hidden here. That fixed Archon bug. Dishka shields weren't working, huh? Yeah, but overall, awesome stuff. So let's just do a small recap. I think the biggest things, you can now make vehicle squads and lock them. So squad locking, huge. Narva edition and the Al-Basra expansion, huge. Fob changes, huge. Gonna make it feel a lot more hardcore. Logi's a lot more important. You can now destroy emplacements. That's awesome. Rifleman get sandbags. I think that's going to make games feel so much more dynamic. It's such a small change, but I really think it's going to make a difference. Because like certain places that were previously undefendable are now defendable because you can put sandbags on the fly. So we'll see how that actually works. But yeah, that's pretty much the biggest things I think that are in this small patch. And this is just a mini patch. This is 9.6. This isn't even like a big patch. This is just, you know, a small additional content drop. But I think it's great. I think it's awesome. I'm looking forward to playing a lot in this patch. And yeah, thanks for watching, guys. And I'll see you next time.